Hello, we are back on the plot. It is the 21st of March and it was supposed to be a really lovely day today, but it's a bit cloudy, it's a bit cold, it's a bit windy, a bit noisy too. I can hear them strimming or mowing or doing something. But anyway, yeah, today is an exciting day because I've brought with me loads of tools and bits and bobs. I want to get my raised beds put together, and I think once I've done this it will feel a lot more like an allotment plot, and I can start growing. I can put my potatoes and onions in, and yeah, that's the plan for today. So I came here about 2 days ago and I measured out the wood and then kind of arranged it into potential raised beds, and this is all the wood that I dug from my plot. It was already here, I haven't bought anything. And yeah, I wanted to make them probably a little bit bigger. I think I originally wanted 120 or 180 by 240, so pretty much the size of decking boards you can buy. I wouldn't have to, you know, like buy new wood and cut anything. I can just buy the planks. There we go. But I changed my mind slightly and I've decided to make beds the size of the wood I have. So I wasn't going to buy any wood this year, but I wanted to make the beds the size that I'd want in the future in order to easily like make them or replace these pieces of wood in the future. I don't know, it made sense in my head. But anyway, I've decided to not do that and just make beds the size that I can now, and then they'll be easy to extend in the future. Gosh, it's so noisy, I do apologise. So hopefully today we will have 3 beds done and made, and then I can come up on the weekend with a bit of help from Josh and we can get some cardboard and compost into them and plant onions, plant potatoes, and yeah, start planning properly. So eventually I'll have 3 beds across here. This one will have to come at a later date because there's still loads of nettles that I need to dig out. And then I think I mentioned in my last video, I will have 3 or possibly 4 beds, smaller beds along here. Potato bed, pumpkin bed, and then archway and another pumpkin bed. But yeah, I wanted 4 across here, but I don't think they're going to fit, especially with the pieces of wood that I have existing. I think this will be really good size for pumpkins, and then like maybe onions and stuff one side, and then yeah, the pumpkins will grow like this over into the other bed. I don't think I'm going to use those pieces of wood to edge the potato bed because they'll be better off being this side over here. Eventually when this is cleared I can make the second pumpkin bed with those, this and this and this and this if that makes any sense. But that's not going to be happening today because there's still nettles in the ground, and also there's lots of plastic and just bits that need digging out. But yeah, this will be probably the next bed after I've done these 3 or 4 today. So for the potato bed, I think I'm just going to edge it with this piece, that piece, and then whatever I can find from over there in that heap of rotting wood and whatever. Yeah, and then I'll also make a little path down here. I've also got with me today some ground sheet pegs, or weed membrane pins, I don't know what they're called properly, pegs, pins, whatever. And I was kind of in 2 minds about whether I wanted to do wood chip paths, as in put the membrane underneath and then wood chip onto. It's so loud! As I was saying, I was in 2 minds whether I wanted to keep the weed sheet underneath and then put the wood chip on top, because yeah, plastic. But I think it will be a little bit more manageable, and in the future I can convert the pathways to like grass pathways if I wanted to. But I think wood chip will be a little bit easier because obviously it rains a lot it'll be less boggy and muddy if I can get wood chip paths in. So I think we should get on with it. So I'm using these little steel brackets that I had lying around at home. They're not ideal and they're probably not strong enough, but yeah, I'm trying to strategically place them in the areas of wood which are less rotten, basically. And I will add a couple of stakes eventually to hold the wood in place and to stop it bowing on the long edges. But yeah, this is just a temporary solution, as I've mentioned before, and eventually I will have nice raised beds one day. The sun is finally coming out and it's almost 5 o'clock. 2 done and level, well-ish, as level as I can get. I mean, they're not great because, as you can see, most of the wood is rotten, so I am just like seeing where a bracket might be able to fit and then just going for it. But yeah, it's alright. Hopefully it will hold this year. So I'm going to do one of the pumpkin beds now. This one needs quite a bit of levelling beforehand, and also picking of plastic. I don't know if you can see, but I'm finding a lot of like disintegrated rubber, pieces of plastic, like really teeny weeny bits, and yeah, I'm never going to be able to pick all this out. Like I could spend all year picking out pieces of tiny weeny pieces of plastic and probably rubber. Don't really know what it is, so I'm trying not to worry too much about it because yeah, there's not really much I can actually do. It's sad, but yeah. Hello, I am back again today. It's about 5 o'clock. The sun is just so nice. I was thinking last night and I've changed my plans a little bit. So I think I'm gonna do, well, I've brought with me today a load of cardboard and my saw. So I'm going to trim those rotten pieces of wood and try and make a proper fourth raised bed for the potatoes. So we've got about an hour here. Sunset is about 6:30, so yeah, we're just gonna have a nice little time at the allotment this evening. So here is my cardboard. I'm gonna put it in the greenhouse in a minute, but yeah, I've kind of blocked my entrance, which wasn't a good idea. First things first, I'm going to trim this piece of wood here because it's kind of like rotten up to here. So I'm going to trim it and then connect the other pieces of wood to it, and we'll have a raised bed. And obviously I don't mind if it rots away this year because yeah, as I keep saying, these are just temporary raised beds. Yeah, so it's looking nice here this evening. I'm happy, and I know that needs all sorting out, but yeah, at least I've got some raised beds now. These planks ended up having to be cut a little bit shorter than what I would have liked, but that's okay. We're going to have a smaller bed in this area, and I think it'll be for squash in the summer instead of potatoes. And it will also mean there'll be a little bit more room around the pond, so I can put in some nice plants, a couple more rocks. I'm hoping to have some like foxgloves and cornflowers and pollinator friendly plants, and also quite tall things so they can create a little bit of a screen. But yeah, we'll see when it comes to summer and planting out. I've got lots and lots of foxgloves that I have dug out of my own garden this year. I accidentally let a couple go to seed while I was on holiday, and yeah, there's just been foxgloves popping up absolutely everywhere in my garden, and I mean between the paving cracks and stuff. So yeah, I've got an awful lot of foxgloves, but I absolutely adore foxgloves. I think they're one of my favourite flowers, so they'll be really nice to have around the pond area. And I'm also thinking about digging out the fig tree and putting it in a different area basically, so I can have more of like a wildlife area and wildflowers around the pond rather than a fig tree in the way. I think I'm going to put the cardboard down in these 3 beds now, because tomorrow we are actually going to go and get some compost. So I figured I might as well put the oh, there's a little robin singing. You can't see him. Try and move it. Oh, is he coming closer? Hello? Anyway, yeah, so I figured I might as well get the cardboard down now, because I've realised today was actually a really nice sunny day, like really warm, and I've realised there's lots and lots of little seedlings popping up already. So, oh, that's a pieces of plastic and stuff still in here. I figured that I'm never ever going to get like all these little pieces of plastic out. Is that plastic? I don't know what's a rock or plastic anymore. So yeah, I figured I'm never gonna get like every single piece of plastic out of this plot, because, well, I could if I spent all my life doing it probably. But yeah, you can see lots of little weed seeds coming up. I might as well get the cardboard down now. Oh, and I was also thinking that I might cardboard the paths and then wood chip. Is that a good idea, or should I still use the weed sheet? Because, oof, birds everywhere. A lot of the weed sheet that I have is fraying and it's not good. It's like disintegrating. So the only 2 pieces that I'm definitely keeping are what I'm using for the main pathways. And then I don't really want to buy weed sheet, because I'm just basically buying plastic that will degrade in a few years anyway. So I was thinking of just doing cardboard and wood chip on the other paths. Is that a good idea? Or will the weeds just be uncontrollable? Look at that beautiful sunset. It's so pretty. Now the fun part is getting pieces of cardboard that will actually fit. Let's do some jigsaws. You know what, that was too frustrating. I'm not going to do it this evening because I am hungry, and I'll do it tomorrow when I come back with the compost. Yeah, let's go home. I am back with a load of compost, potatoes and onions. But we did have a little bit of a disaster on the way over. My bag of potatoes rolled off the seat and they all got mixed up, so I don't know which potatoes are what. And also I made another mistake. I realised I've bought oh, it's windy and sunny. I've bought first earlies and second earlies and not main crops, and in my head I'd bought second earlies and main crops, but no, got 2 lots of earlies, but that's okay. I like early potatoes. So let's get the compost in and then the cardboard down, compost in, yeah, and we'll see what else we can do. Probably not much else because the sun is going to set in a minute. It was at this moment that I'd wished I'd also bought a wheelbarrow, because carrying these bags in was so difficult. They were all wet and they were just sliding out of my hand. So yeah, maybe I will buy a wheelbarrow after all. So this right here, they were 3 bags for £15, so £5 each, £30 worth of compost. So I cannot wait to get my many compost bins in action and, you know, start filling them up with stuff, because yeah, so expensive. Anyway, I'll show you what I've got. So yeah, compost. These are my onions and they are not in good condition. So basically they were sets that I put into modules, I think a bit too early. I didn't think they'd grow this fast. So yeah, here are my poor onions. I've got 30, lots of onions. And then in here are my potatoes that have all mixed up. I tried to put them back into some kind of order, but I've got Charlottes, which are a second early, and I don't even know what I don't know what these are. Sharps Express. Never tried those before. Don't know why I got 2 lots of earlies. Oh, because they are an all-rounder: salad, boiled, baked, mashed, chip and toast. I mean roast. And then yeah, Charlottes are just new potatoes basically, aren't they? And I like Charlotte potatoes. So we've got I think 10 of each, but yeah, I don't know which one's which anymore, which is annoying. Maybe when I dig them up I'll be able to tell, but let's get the cardboard down. I think it rained a lot this morning. It was like torrential rain, so the cardboard I put down last night, there's like pools, swimming pools. Right. So I decided to put 4 bags in here, because this is the bed which I'm going to start pretty soon. I'm going to put my onions in. Don't think I'm going to do it today, so I've just given them a water and put them in the greenhouse for a few days, and I'll be back probably like Tuesday or something. So yeah, I'm going to put my onions around like the edge, and then eventually there'll be like courgette, beans, whatever else in this bed, but not for a while obviously. And then this bed is part of the pumpkin archway, well, eventual pumpkin archway. So I'm gonna put sweet peas up the archway, which I'm gonna build next week. So I thought I'd get some compost in there as soon as possible, especially because pumpkins are hungry. And then potatoes are going to go in there next week, and then this I will leave for a bit longer because I'm going to be putting squash in here as well, so they won't go in until like June anyway. And then yeah, potatoes next week, onions next week, sweet peas. So yeah, so that is all for this week. We have some raised beds and that's the main thing, and yeah, I'm less stressed about potatoes and stuff now because I know this is done and we can get planting very, very soon. So yeah, thank you for watching and I will see you very soon. Bye.